Even though we just started, I'll be right back. I gotta grab something.
What the I gotta grab. This man is so unprofessional. We just sat here for like 3-4 minutes. Like, okay, we got this ready. We can do this. We ready? Ready? We barely got through the intro. He left. He's gone. Oh, he ruined it.
Don't mind.
He ruined it.
My
he
butt.
ruined it.
Here you go.
Oh, shit.
I got I think it's an alligator kids piano.
Look at it.
Yeah, hey. Okay.
Stop. It's for me. It's me.
It works too well.
It's me. Where's the speaker? Oh, yeah. What is that?
I don't know. Hey. Some speedcore.
That's as loud as it goes.
It's a child's toy. Okay. Whoa. You're really good at that. Wow.
Well, where's yours?
I had another thing in my cart. I haven't bought it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll slowly build the band. Don't worry.
Well, we're slowly becoming more official. By
Yes.
now, we have a 99% nailed down logo.
Yes.
I didn't touch anything.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Off Angle Podcast, where two dudes take a look at movies and all that life has to offer from a slightly different perspective. I am Tyler.
I'm Tony.
That is Tony. And we're here for episode 3. We're already 3 deep. I think this makes us official now.
3 deep,
We're
baby.
3 deep, baby. So
That would be a good podcast name if we had a third person.
didn't you have something? You said you had a story. You had something you wanted to say?
Yeah, a couple little things. So basically, this weekend we went on a trip to Kentucky. Little trip, you know. Had a little wedding, couple little things to do. You know what I'm saying? You know, doing our thing, right? Various things happened. Anyways, at the airport,
things went down.
At the airport, I'm on the way back.
Okay.
My flight was delayed by like 3 hours. So I'm sitting chilling.
It was, but you didn't find out it was delayed until the second
Yes.
you left.
Yes.
And then it was, I'm going to be here for 3 hours.
Right. And it sucked. Anyway, I'm chilling, playing, Steam decking,
Okay.
playing Slay the Spire, I think, probably, because you know what are you going to do when you're sitting
Hell
there.
yeah.
And out of the corner of my ear, I hear like, Nintendo Switch? Is that a Switch? Is that a Nintendo Switch? I'm like, people talking about a Switch. And they're like, hey, man, is that a Switch? I'm like, no. And then he goes,
Sit down for a second.
is that a Steam Deck? And I'm like, yeah. And he
Yeah.
said, my fucking man. And he held up his. I was
Oh,
like,
nice.
yeah.
I've never seen one in the wild.
Yeah, it was nice. It was because that's why I have it here to show that, like, the reason I thought it was a Switch is because I have, the cover. So
Tony's.
it looks more of like a toy than a Steam Deck. You get it.
Yeah, he's replaced the whole shell of his.
The back.
So the back is like translucent purple. The front is like a solid white. So if you've seen a Steam Deck, it's usually, one solid, like grayish, blackish color. His is all colorful.
But the guy recognized it on the layout alone. So
Yeah, impressive. Yeah, I've never seen one in person. I've also never, I've used mine at an airport. Nobody's ever called it out.
chilling.
Never met somebody that knows what a Steam Deck is.
Yeah. So that was cool.
That's awesome.
I felt validated.
What was he playing though? Did you
I don't
find
know.
out?
No, I mean, he was only there for like literally like a minute, and then he left on a different flight. But
It's okay. It's still cool.
it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. It's the only time I've taken it out in public, really. But
I like those moments of just like, yeah, we're one of the cool ones.
yeah, bro. Yeah, we're part of the squad. So that was one thing. And then, so I get home. Okay, it's kind of late, not super late. And I realized earlier in that day that somehow I have never ordered an Uber or a Lyft before, my own.
Oh, really?
I've been
Never?
in one like 20, 30 times, tons of times.
Yeah.
But it's never me who's done it. It's always like somebody else already has it set up and already has it ready to go. So I'm like,
so
you just do it.
it's
And I
easier,
pay money, right? So I was like, okay, for once, I actually have to do it. So I downloaded it in the airport. I got it all set up. Got my Lyft set up. Get there. Hit the button on the Lyft. Hit the button. Boop, boop. And it says, you need to scan your ID to continue.
Oh, I didn't even know you could do that. Really?
I didn't know either. My account was made. Everything was set up.
Yeah.
My payment was set up. Didn't tell me that until I hit the reserve button. So I'm on the curb trying to like take a picture of my ID, and it wouldn't scan. It wouldn't scan for like 20 minutes. I'm like trying all this different stuff, restarting the app. It wouldn't take my fucking ID. It didn't like me. It thinks I'm a fake
You're not
identity.
a real person.
I don't know. It was annoying, but anyway, thankfully Uber didn't require ID, but it was like way more expensive at the time. So it was like, I don't even know, $25 or something.
Yeah, for like 5 miles, not even, which is ridiculous.
It was crazy.
Still cheaper than parking at the airport, but
True.
you know.
But yeah, so anybody out there, don't set up your Lyft app when you need a Lyft.
Set it up now. Even if you might never use it, just set it up.
But
because,
I don't, it was so stupid. I don't even think it let me put in the, I don't know.
It's weird that it would let you get to that point before telling you. Not just like right.
That's why I set up advance. I'm trying to be proactive so I don't run into any issues.
Just wanted to confirm Tony is indeed a real person. Is that your legal name, Tony? No.
Nah, my legal name is Spaghetti. Spaghetti boy.
Like you're aware of the Unity drama, right?
It sounds like a lot of disunity to me. Yes, I am, of course.
Okay, did you hear? Because speaking of Slay the Spire, did you see what they had tweeted and everything? Just what they announced.
They said that they're not working with Unity anymore, right? For their next game, is that what they were saying?
Yeah,
and they put out a little free thing too. You see that?
Yes, but yeah, I like their final thing is we have never made a public statement before. Yeah. This is how badly you fucked up.
Yeah, true. I did see that. It was beautiful.
Like, damn. That's pretty bad. But yeah, I did try out their little game jam free thing. It was fine. It was nice for a little.
Yeah, I saw it. Little jam. Yeah, but
I'll probably be telling myself this for the next 5 years. But I've always wanted to try to make games. But I was looking at Godot, I believe is how you say it.
Godot.
If I were to leap into it, so it's good that it's getting so much support, and a lot of the developers are. That's the next choice if Unity is going to be Unity.
Yep.
Completely tank your whole company.
Literally.
With one decision.
Literally. I mean, yeah, I've teetered on it as well. It's just like,
it's
hard. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's you kind of got to give your all, or at least for a year, just to really learn it.
At least.
Yeah.
At least, if
and that's
not
like,
more.
if it's your everything. Yeah. I obviously would never do it, expecting any sort of financial return or make it my job. It's just I would like to do some silly little games, but let me just do some silly little games.
Yep, I feel
there's 3 years of my life gone.
Well,
Yeah, I know.
You know.
I know. With both of us, we got all the skills. We got the creations.
We can make anything happen.
That's a segue. I found a picture of a segue.
What?
When I was like, I should make games. I feel like I have all these ideas, but then I forgot. Or when I think of like, what game would I make? I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Yeah. So I started jotting them down. Same way I jot down other things if they pop into my head. So I got some. My first one, I always, because I know it's not going to happen for real. I want to remake or make my own version of Gotcha Force. Yeah, with basically just a sandbox, 3D shooter fighter. Yeah. Everything. It's everything. Yeah. You could just anything. Like, what do you want? You want a dragon? All right, let's put a dragon. You want a wizard guy? Let's put a wizard guy in there. You want a dude that's a DJ that fights with music? Let's put him in there too.
Right. So basically the most labor intensive, the most assets needed.
I had one person, and then I opened it up to modders.
You release with one dude.
Yeah, it's maybe two dudes. So there's
what an incredible game. That sounds like
that's
so much
my
fun.
Plan.
Early access, baby.
I've also always these are super basic ideas. Obviously, I always wanted, because there's some games that do it, but I've wanted a game that seems like a pretty mundane, just like lifestyle sim or something pretty chill. But then after a couple hours, something happens. It becomes a lot darker. There's like the undertones start getting a little louder, and then not a completely different game by the end, but it's like, you don't expect it to go that direction. I've always wanted to subvert people's expectations halfway through a game. Basically, just make a game where everyone's like, just go in blind. Go in blind. You don't want to Google anything. Just play it. I promise it'll be worth it.
I feel like it's a lot harder in games to do that because I mean, if it was a short game, it would be fine. If it was Undertale or less. But if you were talking like...
You got to play 10 hours and then things start.
Because, if it's a longer game, like, Stardew Valley or something, it's like, people get into it and they're like...
What happened to my game?
My pumpkins!
Yeah.
They got burned!
Stardew Valley after...
Nuclear bomb that destroyed the town or
10 hours turns into a zombie survival.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing like that. Because, I mean, pretty much every game would be under 4 hours or something. I want short thing. If it's like that, if it's like story-based or something.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, I had a dream the other day that was basically a game idea.
Okay.
I'll tell you it.
Go for it.
So it's basically like a roguelike. I think it was like a apocalypse zombie kind of bullshit, whatever. But it was like a roguelike, right? So like you go through and you have like these really weak, terrible weapons, like just have like a stick and a rock and whatever. And you kind of have to escape the city or the area or whatever. And then this all took place in a dream. It was weird. But anyway, after you I think in the dream, I reached the top of some radio tower and got saved by some helicopter or something. And then the perspective shifted to somebody else, somewhere else in the city.
Okay.
And so the time kept going forward. And as time kept going forward, people's weapons and stuff get better and people get better at handling things and stuff becomes more.
Okay. Yeah.
You get
so
it.
You're, progressing through.
Yeah. So
time.
It's
getting more and more advanced.
So, they're people would be different, have different kind of backstories, situations that they're in based on, you get it. Different roles, different jobs, and you get it.
I get it.
You get it.
That's
Just
cool.
Basically a roguelike on a timeline that is continuous.
Yeah, because, at this point, I obviously really like roguelites. Now that I've played a lot of the big ones, just being a roguelike definitely isn't enough anymore. Because it's, they all boil down to the same thing. So I do like the ones that kind of have the permanent progression, or there's, or even like Isaac, where it's you beat it, but then you unlock more, and then you beat that, and then you unlock more. So I always enjoy that. So having anything beyond just random is definitely good.
Exactly. Well, roguelikes are the easiest to develop because it's just you just make a couple of little levels and you just play those. Just play them over and over again. That's the game.
I'm sure there's a couple roguelike ideas in here, but one of them was to somehow incorporate roguelike elements into a Mario Party style game, where it's people can gain powers that they can use during the mini games kind of thing.
Okay.
I mean, the mini games probably have to be a little more complicated than some of the Mario Party ones, but things like that, where the characters within the game, the mini game portion of Mario Party could have a little bit of difference to them, because I think that could add some fun.
Sounds
or completely ruin all of it.
Sounds like bullshit.
But that's Mario Party.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm about to win. Well, this guy, he's doing the worst. We're going to give him 6 stars.
Yeah.
He deserves it. Did you see this game? It's been going viral, and I think it's pretty relevant, considering the movie that we will be talking about, but it's called Don't Scream.
No.
It's a first-person game made in Unreal, but made to look like a found footage video, basically. So the style is, we'll put up a clip or something if you're watching the video podcast, but it just looks like found footage, and it's really sick, actually.
Yeah, it looks good. Kind of like I've seen that one game, the Unrecord or something.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I didn't remember.
It's like a cop one, like a body cam. It looks
that one looks very realistic.
Yeah.
Where people are like, "Is this even a game?"
I think this is
real footage
at first, until he was like, "No, look."
Yeah, he broke it down. Yeah. But yeah, I like that stuff. Unreal's crazy.
You scream to press any key to restart.
Oh, yeah. That's the gimmick, is if you scream, or make a loud enough noise, you restart. Which I don't necessarily like that part. I just like the found footage part. But yeah, so if I go...
That's kind of weird.
If I sneeze, I gotta restart the game.
You sneeze.
Or if my cat knocks a book off the shelf, I gotta restart. I don't know how long the game is, but that sounds frustrating.
It sounds kind of lame, boring, almost.
Yeah, because I just saw that was fun. I was like, ooh, found footage game. That's cool. Ooh. And all this other stuff. What do you find scarier, horror movies or horror games?
I haven't played a horror game in a long time.
Do you know the last one you played? No. Or the last time you were... What's the last time you remember being scared during a game?
I don't remember ever being scared during a game. Only during a movie.
So the movies.
So
you found?
probably, but I haven't really given one a chance since like a million years ago when all we had was fucking amnesia and fear. You know what I mean? And that's all there was at the time. And just like
That's true.
So I haven't really tried. I mean, the last thing that I can think of is when we played Outlast 2 or whatever it was, which was
good.
forever ago. And even that was not really a scary environment. It was us just going,
well, there was one part I was genuinely scared. It's the only part I ever think about when I go back to those videos. And it's, the guy, I don't remember the dude's name, but, the dude that's walking around and all spooky, and he comes after us, and I just start yelling. I'm like, Tony, he's gonna kill me. And that wasn't, I don't think I was playing it up at the time. I think I was like genuinely afraid.
I believe it.
And then, because there's a bunch of parts where you gotta like slowly like squeeze through,
crawl.
And then I turn my head around and he's like looking. I'm like, oh my God, that is the creepiest thing I've ever seen. What? Stand up!
Here's he.
Stand up! Oh my God! Tony, I'm dead! Tony, I'm dead!
Nope, we got it.
Oh my God.
That is the creepiest shit I've ever seen.
Because games get me more. Like if there's a jump scare in a game, it's gonna hit me way harder than a movie does. But in terms of just like constantly building the tension, I feel like movies do it better. Yeah. But I have played, like I did SOMA, I did this other game, I can't remember what it's called. But SOMA is a great example of like I was genuinely scared at parts of that game, and there's definitely like jump scares and things that chase you and things like that. But because it's like story based, I was able to immerse myself similar to a movie. It wasn't just jump scares, spooky.
You know
it was way
what
better.
You should play?
Yeah.
It's really short right now. I saw somebody play it. I didn't play it. I watched somebody play it, and it was really cool. It's this game called CHORDOSIS.
CHORDOSIS.
It's an alien game. Alien horror, which is different.
Yeah.
Weird, which
That's
I.
uncommon.
Right, but it's like really well made. It's made by one guy, but it's like really good. Right now, it's only really short, like an hour or something. And like,
is it like just the first installment or whatever?
Yeah.
Like
So there's going to be more later. Who
Okay.
knows what that means
gotcha.
eventually? But it's pretty self-contained. It's just like a horror thing. There's not really much story going on. It's just like, but it's crazy. It's crazy. Because I feel like games aren't scary because you can remove the tension whenever you want. Depending on the situation. It's like, oh, it's scary. We'll just fucking spin around, look at a wall.
Or
whatever.
pause.
Yeah.
Is it a C? CHORDOSIS or K?
It's like chord, like a chord, and then
Okay. Oh, CHORD?
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty much all the games I've gotten into, or try to get it, the ones I've been purchasing, I should say, lately, I try to get shorter experiences. I mean, this is probably way shorter, but anything 10 hours and under usually is what I'm looking for, unless I really want to play it, of course.
It's also really cheap. I don't remember how much, but
Yeah, that's even better. Because it's very rare that I'll buy a AAA title these days just because I already know I barely have time to play games anyway. And a lot of times these AAA games are, those 50, 100-hour experiences because you got to get your $60, $70 worth.
Yep.
And I don't got that kind of time.
Yep.
I'll beat it eventually. It'll probably take me a year. So
Beautiful.
I'll just, unless somebody else really says you really got to play it. But usually I'll like Starfield. I don't plan to buy it or play it unless there's some really awesome mods. But I'll see how other people thought about it.
You don't need to play it.
I'll consume it through other people. Same way you consume shonen anime through me.
Exactly.
I'll consume the AAA titles through other people. Although I am heavily considering, I don't know if the second Spider-Man will come to Steam eventually, but the first Spider-Man is on Steam and is on sale. And the second one looks incredible. I don't have a PS5, but if it comes to Steam, I'll probably play that as well. But I might buy the first one because those look really good. And I like Spider-Man.
I like being Spider-Man.
I do. Every day I wake up wishing
I like being Spider-Man. Just in general. Anything that allows me to be Spider-Man. Halloween, Comic-Con, Spider-Man game.
That's it.
Favorite
Spider-Man,
things.
man.
Yeah.
I just wake up. I just want to be Spider-Man. I live every day trying to find new ways to be Spider-Man.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, baby.
That's my life.
Tony,
What?
what's your opinion on feet? Because let me.
They smelly. Toes?
That's what I'm saying. Because know.
Well, okay. What the fuck are you talking about, first of all? Okay.
Moving on. Anyway, Tony.
Was there actually a reason for that? What was
Kind of.
Okay.
Well, because I feel like it's a thing.
Let me guess what you're. Are you literally just asking me like if I like feet or not?
Yeah.
Is that the whole conversation that you're
I
making?
mean, well, I have reasons why, but yes.
Is there the actual
the
reasons, or
question
are they
for
like
you.
justifications? Are you just like
No, what's your...
Are you going to show me a picture
answer
of
the
feet?
question. It determines... I got socks on.
Okay.
It determines what happens next.
I don't particularly like feet in any
Okay.
context.
That's fine.
They're a body part.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
all I like
Because
it.
I don't either. Like, I don't mind feet. I don't think they're like gross or anything,
Yeah.
unless they are gross. But I'm not turned off by feet, but I'm not turned on by feet. I don't have a foot fetish.
Yeah.
But it does seem to be a popular thing, or like if people have it, they let it be known. They
Yeah.
they're not ashamed of
They're
it.
out
Not that
there.
they should be. You like what you like.
Feet.
But I joke about it all the time because it's funny.
Sure.
Oh, they got the whip them piggies out,
Yep.
Oh, the grippers.
Yep.
And I feel like if I joke about it enough, it's going to slowly become unironic. And like at what point, like if I'm enjoying seeing the feet from a joke, like, ooh, here we go. Here comes another foot joke. I'm so excited.
Oh, right.
Will I eventually develop
Maybe.
an enjoyment for
Maybe.
feet? Maybe not sexually, but like
Just to
am
make
I
you happy.
conditioning myself to
You'll
like
Pavlov
when feet
yourself.
are whipped out? Yeah.
You'll just start laughing when you see some toes.
Oh my gosh, the sock's coming off.
Oh,
Yeah, I think I'm conditioning myself to like feet. But yeah, that's why I was asking. Anyway, so I have
Closing his folder of feet pictures. Anyway, that was all that was.
Just wanted to know what your opinion was. Have you? There's this thing called. Let me bring it up. I forget. Oh, it's called the science of scare. The science of scare.
No, I have no idea what
It's
that is.
like I think they did it last year and they did it again this year of like using science trying to find the scariest movies.
You know what they should do? Before I'm going to cut you off, I'm going to make my own science of scare.
Okay.
Because here's what I think they should do. The first thing you said first thing I thought of when you said that, they should be a Scoville rating, like for hotness, but
Okay.
for
For scariness?
Scareville rating.
Oh,
Something
okay.
Like that, right?
Yeah,
So you
Scarevilles?
know
How many
if they put
Scarevilles?
it- and there could be like a jalapeno or something, Or
Yeah.
maybe maybe
Where is
could
it?
be
Is
this
this like on IMDb? It has it
Yeah,
on there?
yeah.
Like, okay.
and it's like scientifically this is 1,000.
But what is it like?
Scarevilles.
How do they derive that? What are their measurements? How are they just sit 3 people in a room and they write it down? Oh, I got spooked 6 times.
in the theater? They put microphones.
Okay.
And it's based directly off the decibels. that
Okay.
come out.
Yeah.
It's inversely logarithmically related to the decibels that come from the theater.
Well, they have to probably like individually mic everyone up because they probably couldn't hear you over the movie,
Yeah,
Or
they
just,
mic
like,
everybody
as a
up.
collective?
And crying is worth double points.
Oh.
In case
Okay.
it's not like jump scares. It's like,
So does that make like a sad movie the scariest movie of all time?
okay. Yeah, it kind of breaks my scale. No, it has to be scared crying. They
The
can
Notebook
tell.
is so scary,
You
dude.
can tell scared crying. Okay.
Okay. Well, for this one, this less
Well,
important
now
study,
it's going to be worse than mine, but I
Well,
guess
yeah.
I'll hear it out.
just to see what not to do.
Yeah.
This one, I don't feel like reading how they collected this, but they got the average heart rate during like their average resting heart rate during the movie, and then average like while the movie's playing
Yeah.
heart rate. The difference between that, the highest spike in their heart rate, and then use that to get a scare score. So
Is that the only factor they used? Was heart rate?
that's what I see here. I'll double check.
What if
real
they put
fast.
on porn? There's other things that raise your heart rate.
So this combines both heart rate and heart rate variance. With heart rate, the higher the number, the faster the movie got our audience's blood pumping. Heart rate variance measures the time in between each beat of your heart. The lower the heart rate variance, the more stressed our audience members became. A good indicator of slow burn, fear, and dread. But I want to give... I doubt you've seen all these probably because you're not a big horror person, but
I'm a huge
I
horror.
know there's some things. Well, do you have like want to throw out guesses for what might be on here, and I'll tell you if it's on here and what place it is?
Probably
this
some
is the top
stupid
50.
bullshit, if I had to guess.
Okay.
Probably like Insidious Chapter 3. The scariest movie of all time.
Well, Insidious is on here more than once.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know all the movies off the top of my head.
Well, is there something you think should be?
Skin them a ring.
The most recent movie you've seen?
Blair Witch Project. What scary movie? I mean, at the time, I thought Paranormal Activity 1 was really scary.
Yeah.
After that, it was like, whatever. But I did think it was really scary how it was like, whoa, 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 whoa. There's a lot of variance, you know? It's like,
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, the original Paranormal Activity is on here at number 15.
Hell yeah.
Blair Witch Project is also on here
Hell yeah.
at number
28.
34. So not as high. But for the top 10 here, some of these I know you haven't seen, but we're just going to list them anyway. So number 10 is a movie that just came out recently is Talk to Me.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
It is really good. I don't think
I heard it's good.
Because I'm not spoiling anything.
That's number 1?
No, that's number 10. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was
going
like,
to 1. Yeah. I don't consider it super scary for me. I think it could be pretty intense, but I didn't find it like... There was moments for sure, but the whole time I wouldn't consider me being scared. I guess stressed. I guess that's adjacent
there's
to
like
fear.
thriller movies that are kind of in between. It's hard to tell.
But it's a good movie. I will say that. A popular one. It's found footage. I've seen it. I need to rewatch it. But Hell House LLC. It's a pretty popular. It's really. I hear it all the time on TikTok that people saying it's one of the scariest movies.
Okay.
It's pretty good from what I remember. There's definitely a scene that I consider really freaky. Hell House LLC. The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I haven't seen that, but you know.
I think I've seen it.
Number 7 is Smile, which I agree with actually.
Okay.
There's parts of that movie I was really stressed out about.
Okay.
I think I gave it an 8. I really enjoyed
Damn,
Smile. For a horror movie, I really enjoy it. 6 is Hereditary, though. I think that's...
Oh, I forgot about Hereditary. Yeah, it's really good.
Hereditary is very good. 5 is The Conjuring, the original The Conjuring.
Yeah.
Number 4 is the original Insidious. So Insidious, I think, is on here like 3 or 4 times. Almost every Insidious. Number 3 is Skinamarink.
Hell yeah.
Skinamarink is number 3.
Hell yeah.
Which I,
Hell
of course, if you heard the last episode, we agree 100% is... I don't think my heart rate peaked too often.
It was just,
constantly beating very hard. Number 2 is another movie I've seen. It came out during the pandemic. It's called Host. It's one that looks like it's all taking place in like a Zoom call. And it's a short movie. I think it's only an hour and a half or maybe even slightly shorter.
Hour and 5 minutes.
Hour and 5 minutes.
Damn.
So I think that helps because it's more condensed, more scares in less time. But it's pretty intense. And then number 1, which I don't necessarily disagree with because it's a pretty scary movie, is Sinister, the original Sinister, which is a really good movie as well. But yeah, I was very happy because like I said, they did this last year and they redid it this year. And I was like, Skinamarink made it. I was really shocked.
Yeah.
Not because I don't agree, but because I didn't feel like the general
Which one is
consensus
Sinister? Oh, I remember Sinister.
Yeah, Sinister's good. There's Sinister 1 and 2. I don't remember too much about
I
the
don't know
second
if
one.
I saw the second one, but I've seen the first one because that's the one with the thing with the what's it called, a projector.
Yeah.
And it's the face and the stuff happens.
Yeah.
That's number 1.
That's number 1. I think it was number 1 or 2 last year too. A lot of the top 10 didn't move. They moved around a little bit. Other than Talk to Me is brand new, obviously, and Skinamarink's brand new. But a lot of the other ones were there before and kind of moved around. I think Host was number 1 last time. Now it's number 2. Sinister moved up, I think.
Well, they're all about to get sweet, baby.
Oh yeah,
5 Nights at Freddy's.
that's true, baby.
Number 1 is
Number
coming up.
1.
Well, I'm surprised Sinister though. Like, I mean, it's scary, but I wasn't that scared.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about horror and comedy. I mean, anything really is how subjective it is. Because there's definitely movies that people think are scary that I'm like, that was nothing.
Right.
And there's movies that most people don't find scary, and I'm pooping my pants.
Yeah. Well, apparently not Skinamarink.
But this was scientifically proven. Well, yeah, Skinamarink. I was very happy.
Yeah,
with
but
Skinamarink.
like, it depends. Okay, are you a little bitch? Have you never seen a horror movie in your life? Okay, well then, yeah. Okay, maybe Paranormal Activity 4 will be like, you know, they should put the same people through all the movies.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same group or not, but
so it's not like, oh, you take your grandma in to see, you know.
Grandma died during this movie. That it's got to go number 1. Well, actually, she ruined the average because she stopped having a heart.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on, Grandma. Damn. But
It's
yeah,
cool, though.
yeah, I was mainly just because Skinamarink was like, "That's my boy.
You
got it, Skinamarink."
Why is 5 Nights at Freddy's the 13th most popular movie on IMDb right now?
Because it's got Shaggy, probably.
Shaggy?
Yeah, Matthew. What's his last name? The guy that plays Shaggy in the Scooby Doo movies.
Does?
Mm-hmm.
Like the old Scooby-Doo movies?
Yeah. And he's in
Matthew
Scream.
Lillard.
Lillard, yeah. I knew it was, I was going to say Gillard.
Is he he's not a main role, is he?
Not like
I didn't
running around.
I
He
don't
might be
remember
like
seeing him in the
the
trailers.
guy that calls him, like the operator guy or something. I
Because
don't
the main
remember.
guy's Josh Hutcherson.
Yeah.
What a hunk. What a babe.
Oh yeah, baby.
What was he in that people liked? Was he in Hunger
He's in
Games?
Hunger Games. Yeah. He's PETA.
Yeah, pita.
Mm-hmm.
Pita bread.
Yeah.
He was the cake man.
Which
wasn't
actually,
he?
now that we're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's, I want to do this because this will be the first opportunity to do this.
Okay.
What do you think what do you want to do? Rotten Tomatoes score? Like,
For
I want to
Five
try to
Nights at Freddy's will
predict
be?
the audience or the critic reception or both. I don't know. But yeah, what do you think? How do you think it's going to land? I feel like the audience score is probably going to be high for the meme. People are probably going to
Well,
rate it,
it's hard
but-
because there
or they
is
might be really
an
harsh on
audience that still really likes it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be good, though. I think it's going to suck. So that's why I think it's going to be like 64.
Okay. Because I don't think it'll be good either. I think it'll just be a very average horror movie or whatever it's trying to be. I don't even know how heavy into the horror it's leaning, but I'll say for critics, you know what? Because critics are weird and they're not going to care about the lore. Maybe they're just going to rate. I'm going to go 72, dude. I'm going 72
Okay.
critic score. Audience score, though?
Okay.
Yeah, like a 54.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be divisive.
For me, it's you got to think about. I feel like it's like who's going to actually watch the movie.
That's
Is there
true.
going to be like people who's like
I don't think the general audience is going to watch it much. It's
you're not
mostly
going to watch
be-
it unless you have some kind of knowledge or interest in it, which
Yeah.
automatically puts you in the intended audience, kind of.
That's true.
Because you know they're going to put all kinds of little hints and gotchas. And oh, that's the purple guy. I remember that guy from Game Theory.
Do you think there's just going to be a guy wearing purple the whole movie?
Yeah,
It's
there's
like,
going to be a
that's
purple
him.
guy. Definitely.
I just want Jack Black to come in and do the thing that he does with the Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at... Oh, it's so good. Love that thing. Jack Black's funny.
Beautiful.
Well, I already said my score. I'll stick to it. I'll stick to my guns.
I believe it.
It's not
I
like
didn't
there's
say
any,
audience score. Audience score, I'm going to say 77, just to be divisive.
Okay. Because we're going to see it, right? We got to talk about it, obviously.
Sure, we'll see it. But I was going to say, it's crazy now how much, like, internet, just, like, culture is, like, big.
Yeah.
Like, how kids can just, like, latch onto some game or something, and it could actually become, like, a whole big multi-million-dollar movie and, like, all that. You know, like, when we were younger and we, knew about something, it was so niche and nobody had any idea what we were talking about.
I mean, even Marvel movies. I mean,
Yeah.
those are like super nerdy comic
Yeah.
thing, and now it's like everybody knows
It's crazy.
all the superheroes, even superheroes nobody knew about other than, the hardcore comic people. Like Iron Man wasn't that popular until Iron Man. Not even just movies, but just in general. It's blowing up,
They
which
can
is good
do
to see.
whatever. It's like they actually listen to the people and the kids now,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Sometimes it goes terribly, but
Too far, but
yeah.
it's cool that they have some power. It's like, oh, if you give enough support to a thing, it might actually go
Yeah.
somewhere. Something that might turn it into something.
Exactly. Did you see what Markiplier's doing?
What's Markiplier do?
He's making a feature film of the game Iron Lung.
Why?
I don't know, but he's doing it like a legit
Is
feature
he involved
film.
in that game?
No, but he just really enjoyed it, I guess. Because I think it's just made by one dude, David.
Because Iron Lung is the
Szymanski,
one you
whatever
go
his
in
name
the thing.
Yeah, like you don't. It's just taking pictures and like
Yeah.
this red body of water on like a red moon, or I think it's a planet, and just like red water. And it's just freaky, but nothing really. Anyway, but yeah, he's made a whole feature film about it. Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm saying. Like people can just do anything, and it's great,
There's gonna be a Friday Night Funkin' movie.
dude. I hope so.
That'll be sick. And I hope they go on talking the thing like.
Yeah, there's no actual dialogue in the whole movie. It's got subtitles.
Be
maybe,
sick.
though.
That would be sick.
I just want to see Dance Dance Revolution accurately represented in a piece of media. Okay, I'm tired of people just dancing,
True.
and then the arrows are just going. I'm like, guys,
I
you're
remember.
missing all the notes.
You remember that Disney Channel movie, Xenon?
Oh yeah, I don't remember too much about. I remember its existence. I've seen
Remember the
there's
dance
multiple.
scene? They have a DDR machine, and they're like, they got a song going, zoom, zoom, zoom.
Oh,
Make
yeah,
my
yeah,
heart
yeah.
go boom, boom.
That's about. I'll let it slide just because of that.
And they're just like jumping over the bars, doing all kinds of little.
Yeah, what?
Shuffling.
It's so annoying. I mean, it's not. I know it would be pretty
I want
stupid
to
to
see
watch
somebody lean
him.
back in the bar. Like
Get me
you
in
do,
there.
Just
I'll be the
absolute
stunt double.
gamer mode.
That'd be so funny.
It would be funny. It would be cool.
It's okay.
Someday.
Someday.
Make a Dance Dance Revolution movie.
The final thing before we move to a break, something else that like has freaked me out is I see it on TikTok a lot, but it's those people that do caving.
Caving.
Caving?
There's a word for it, but yeah.
It's not cave diving, but just regular spelunking.
Spelunking.
Is that what it is?
That's a word, yeah.
And you know, like the TikToks are usually they're like sandwiched between two giant pieces of rock,
Squeezing their head. Ugh.
What do you get from that? That's
Pain.
Ridiculous.
Adrenaline.
No.
Yes. I know.
No. Tony, no.
I know. You know about all the stories people have. You know about Nutty Putty.
Yeah.
You know about the
Silly
other
Putty.
one.
Nutter Butter.
Nutter Butter. Yeah.
But no, that one, yeah, he's like stuck upside down for like a day.
Or you saw that one video,
gets
the internet historian one. The guy stuck in the cave.
Maybe.
Anyway, similar stuff.
Yeah, it's just the risk is not worth the reward because there's barely any reward.
There is no reward. It's like there's treasure in there, man.
That's
They're
what I'm
just
saying. Like skydiving and stuff like that, I get it. I get the reasoning behind it. But that, especially when they do it alone, it's like, you're going to die in literally complete pitch darkness.
Yep.
And that's,
Just die of
slow, even if you get crushed, you
cold
get
or
crushed.
starvation.
But otherwise, just slow death in absolute pitch darkness.
That's the reward, baby.
That's the reward. A slow
Free
death.
me from this mortal coil, baby.
You get to like be named. Maybe they'll name it after you. They'll name
Exactly.
that crevice after you.
True. I wish I always wanted to have a crevice. Crevice.
You've always wanted a crevice.
I always wanted a crevice that named after me. It would be called Tony's Crevice.
I would go explore Tony's crevice.
I want everybody exploring my crevice.
Yes. That's what we're gonna do. Oh yeah, baby, it's break time, which means you get to hear Tyler interject about something. If you're watching the video version of this podcast, I don't even have a video to show. I'm just gonna throw up me and Tony dancing. But anyway, I appreciate you guys listening. Once again, follow us on all social medias. We can be found at Off Angle Pod. Hopefully by now or very soon after, we'll have some fun TikToks going on, some YouTube shorts, and all that good stuff. Maybe I'll tweet once or twice. I don't know. But you should be our friend. You should follow us. Give us suggestions for movies. Maybe even send in some Q&As. I think Spotify has like a Q&A thing. So if I set that up correctly, you should answer the Q&A, leave a review or something, give us 5 stars, all that good stuff. We love you. Thanks for listening. Everybody, stay a little off. Make sure you're looking at life a little off angle. All right. Let's get back to the episode now.
I got your cup in my angle. You have my cup in your angle?
No.
Exactly, bro. The angles are not.
Sorry. All right. So we've decided during breaks,
Unprofessional.
that is when we will do our fruit snack taste test of the week.
Hell yeah.
So what do we got today, Tony?
Black Forest. Juicy Burst.
So juicy, so good.
In your frame.
Oh, it's out of focus, but it's in there. It's all right.
Oh no, these are a mess. They're sticky. Okay,
Oh.
-5 points. Are yours together?
I could see how they would start
Mine
leaking.
are destroyed, and it's just
Why do you always get the worst back? Yours are melded together.
they're melted.
Take this other one.
So how many flavors are there?
4. There's grape, lemon, apple, and cherry.
What color is apple? Is that
Green.
green?
Yeah, it's like a
Kind
green
of.
apple. All right.
Which one we're starting?
I don't know. What do you want to start with?
Lemon.
Lemon? Do it. Like,
Not
it's,
bad.
it's a good lemon snack. I just don't know if I would want a lemon fruit snack, but it's good. Yeah. Tastes good. It tastes like lemon at least. Let's try a grape. I only have one grape.
Same. I only have one grape too.
I like these have a little liquid in them.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. That one's very subtle.
Yeah.
Not too much flavor.
Not as grapey as I was expecting.
Cherry? That one gave me a juicy burst. Ooh, wow.
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay. I actually usually don't like cherry stuff. It doesn't really taste like a cherry too much,
No,
but
it
it's
just tastes
good.
like a fruit snack, but like a good one.
It just tastes like a fruit snack. And then apple. Cheers. All right.
Not bad.
Much better than our previous taste test of the Scooby ones.
Times 10.
Wow. All right. Black Forest, Juicy Burst. What do you give these out of 10?
I'm going to say 8.
Give it an 8.5. These are pretty solid. I would
They're
eat
good.
a lot of these.
Yeah. I mean, I wish if they're going to be a juicy burst, wish there was a little more juice. It's more of like a juicy drizzle than a burst. Okay.
Yeah, I had one that kind of burst.
One bursted. He had a burst. I didn't have really any bursts.
Yeah.
Also, the meltable factor.
Yeah,
it's
if you
just a
squeeze
gamble.
these on accident or they get squished,
Yeah.
you're risking
negative.
sticky mess. Because
Also-
even like mine were all together and they're still a
Yeah,
little sticky.
I'm all sticky now.
Very good. I'll add that.
Black
I'm gonna.
Forest. I've never heard of it, but you're cool with me.
I'll send some home with you.
And that's our new number 1 currently.
Currently,
the top
yeah.
spot. Black Forest.
Juicy Burst. We'll add it to the spread.
Juicy
We're gonna start keeping an actual
Burst.
tally. So in the show notes or whatever it's called.
It's going to slowly
link.
become, I'm telling you, it's going to slowly become a fruit snack podcast.
Yeah, eventually. Because eventually it'll get to the point where we have to pretty much try all of them again.
Exactly. And
to
we'll
really
be
get in the
talking,
weeds.
spending more time talking about the fruit snacks than the movies.
Yeah. All right. Welcome back, everybody.
Are we just get back from the break right now?
Just got back from the break.
That was the break. The
Yeah.
Juicy Burst was the break.
Or part of the break.
Okay.
I don't know. We're still figuring it out.
Well, if we eventually have something that goes in the break,
Well, yeah, I guess
then we
it
would
would
put
be after
that,
the
and then
break.
it would be, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Welcome back from the... Welcome. You're still here. Hey! It's time to get into movie talk. We both watched 2 VHS movies. VHS 99,
Okay, yes.
which came out last year.
If you don't know,
Well, yeah, I was going to talk about VHS
Okay,
in
okay,
general.
okay. Yeah,
But we watched VHS 99 and VHS 85 that came out this year. But yeah, I do want to talk about what is VHS and we've talked
Yep.
about found footage, but what is found footage as well?
Yeah.
So we'll start there if you want to take it
okay,
away.
found footage is basically as if you found the footage. So handheld camera, like your whole, like literally just a random person just filming something happening. Basically, that's what found footage is. It's from somebody's perspective. It's not from the third person. It's from the first person, essentially.
Yeah. And it's usually horror, not always, but most of the time it's used for horror.
It would be cool if they did some non-horror things.
Yeah, because really all I can think of off the top of my head, unless you consider certain documentaries, I guess, are handheld style. But it's Chronicle, which
Yeah.
has
True.
horror-ish elements to it,
True.
but it's definitely more supernatural,
That is
sci-fi.
a good example.
But that's pretty much the only one I can think
Like,
of.
what
which
if
is
there
sad.
was a comedy?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what I'm saying. There's definitely untapped markets here for found footage.
Well, would you consider stuff like that's filmed through a webcam found footage? It's in the
Yeah.
zone because
It's like searching.
It's in universe camera. You know, it's not
Yeah.
an external
Yeah.
thing filming. So I guess it counts. Just kind of a little different.
Yeah, because it's basically just supposed to feel like somebody stumbled upon the footage. It's just like, it was just captured. You know, it's like you picked up a camera and wacky stuff started happening rather than like, ooh, perfect audio, perfect lighting, perfect camera angles and everything. Like, it's just, we're just running around and stuff happens. We just capture the moment.
Yep.
And so VHS is a series of found footage horror movies, horror anthologies. Where each one is usually on average 4 to 5 mini horror shorts.
Segments.
Yeah, different segments that are all made to look as if they were shot on like an old camcorder, like viewed from a VHS tape that cover all kinds of genres of horror. Some of them aren't even really horror. They're just have a spooky element kind of. But they're always just a mixed bag of very creative, very interesting, not always good, but just little horror shorts with, you know, zombies, demons.
They're kind of like
anything.
a packet of fruit snacks.
Basically, you don't know what you're
That's
going to
why
get.
I like them so much. Your movie could either be like this, one melted together giant fruit snack that's either good or bad or like in between, or you could have a whole pack of them where there's like 5 different ones. There might be good flavors, there might be bad flavors. It's a whole journey.
Because they released the original VHS, which I remember being very excited. I didn't hear about it when it came out, but I heard about it soon after. I remember being very excited because it was right when I was getting into found footage and realizing my adoration for found footage. And it was like, oh my gosh, this is going to have like 4 or 5 mini little found footage. This is this is a treasure trove of found footage. And then very soon after I watched that one, the second one came out. And then Viral came out, wasn't good. Then there was a long hiatus. And then a couple years ago, VHS 94 came out. And since then, it's been a yearly thing. I think yearly. Was there a gap between? There was a gap between 94, but now it's been yearly with 99 last year, 85 this year. And they've already announced there's going to be another one next year.
Thank you, Shudder.
Thank you, Shudder. Yeah. Obviously, we'll dive into the ones we just watched, but there's always ebbs and flows in terms of the quality, not only with each movie, but also each short
segment
within each movie. But me personally, I'm always excited when one gets announced.
Yeah. It could be 3 shit in a row, and I'm like, yeah, keep going. So,
because I think there are some that are just like genuinely completely boring, but most of them, at least there's like good ideas.
Yes.
And that makes me excited. They always do something interesting with the medium. At least one of the segments does something interesting. And that's always what I look forward to, even if the execution might be lacking a little bit. So yeah, let's just, I guess, start non-spoilery. We'll do non-spoilers for both, then we'll move into spoilers.
I mean, you can't really spoil them.
That's true. But
I think we just say fuck it and go
Just
full
go?
spoilers.
All right, well, spoilers for 99 and 85. All right, VHS 99. Do you want to start with a rating first?
Sure.
Okay, I'll do 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, 4.
4?
Really? All right. Disparity.
I mean, I might be a little biased. I don't think
Why
it was
biased?
because it's like just its mere existence puts it, you know. Okay, well, why don't I say it like this? I think we should put, is it above or below Viral?
Above Viral.
Okay. What would you rate Viral? Like a 2?
Like also a 4 or 3.
Okay.
Like, it's hard. It's hard. Well, okay. Well, why do you give it a 7?
It's probably not a 7. It's probably like a 6.
Okay.
Maybe a 5. Now that I'm thinking about it. But because it's probably second worst. I love the medium so much, and I want there to be more. It's like just by nature of what it is.
Rate whatever you want, man.
Yeah. No, I know, but I'm addressing my own biases here.
I did move Skinamarink up to an 8. Things change.
So yeah, I don't know. I hadn't thought about the rating at all. I just think about the individual segments.
I took pretty good notes as we're going through them, so we'll kind of briefly overview of a segment at a time, give our opinion on the segment, and go to the next one. So the first segment is called Shredding.
Shredding.
Yes, which opens with a band of like teenagers. They have a little band called RACK, R-A-C-K, which is their names. Rachel, Anchor, Chris, and Caleb. They're a nice little punk rock band. But I actually didn't mind their song that I played.
Yeah.
It was kind of vibing. But they're a little punk band.
You know what? I think they should rename their band to FNAF. Five Nights at Freddy.
No, I get it.
Spoilers.
For what?
For the thing, for the
For Five Nights at
segment.
Freddy's?
No, for the segment, how it ends.
Oh, yeah. No, I gotcha. I think that's my note. Okay. So yeah, they open with this punk band of teenagers, and they're talking about an older punk band from before that it was all women. What was their names?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. It does matter. Where's my notes?
It does matter?
Because they're called Bitch Cat.
Okay.
It matters.
Does it matter? I mean, okay. Does that make it worse or better for you?
It makes it better.
Okay.
I didn't like their music as much, but they had a band. They were playing a show, and then the building had caught on fire. And in the midst of people trying to get out, the band was trampled
Somehow
to death.
just the band.
Yeah, they were the only people that died there.
And somehow they got trampled by the people.
Even though they're on a stage.
It doesn't make any
logistics
sense
makes no
at all.
sense. They were playing, the building caught on fire, so they jumped over their mid-crowd surf, fell into the crowd, got trampled. Anyway, they passed away, and so this is about this band, like, ooh, we should go to that building, like, ooh. And so basically, they do a bunch of shenanigans, and then they start playing, and then they get attacked by the zombie versions of these.
The Buddha?
Oh, yeah.
Something like
Something
that.
along those
Boots.
lines. They get attacked by them. There's some body horror, people getting killed and stabbed and whatever. And then at the end, all the kids are dead, and they're essentially possessed and moving as if they are Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics playing, playing the music like animatronics. That's basically the gist of shredding. What was your opinion on shredding?
I put dumb. Animatronics were cool, I guess. Like, I think the whole thing sucked, and then that little, like, 5-second shot, I was like, that's cool, that's weird, that's scary, I like that.
Yeah.
And then it was over.
That was pretty much my opinion as well. I thought, like, all the acting I thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
When it opened, I was like, this actually kind of feels like something teenagers would do and say. So I was like, okay, I'm buying in. But as soon as the zombie chicks showed up, it just looked like something out of Spirit Halloween.
Yes.
And none of the practical effects were that great to me.
Nope.
But I didn't mind the effect when they first show up and the one guy gets like sucked to the ceiling real fast.
Yep.
Like that was fine. Everything else was pretty mediocre until the final shot of them playing like animatronics. That was pretty good. I like the way it ends, but I gave it like a 2 out of 5, so 4 out of 10.
That's fair. I can agree with that. I mean, what the fuck? The man with the spices. He has magic spices that kill the zombies, and he goes, "Get back!"
Yeah, and then just like
and then he
up.
just dies. You
Just
got a
gives
whole
up.
bag, man. You got a
Keep
whole
it
pound
going. Make
of
a circle
spices.
or
Do
something.
something.
Cover
He just sits
yourself
there.
in it.
Then he had already left. He somehow got
he
pulled
did.
back in, and then he's
It looked like he just like ran around the corner and just sat there.
I don't
They
know.
won't find me.
I was like, how is this guy? So that was dumb.
The second segment is called Suicide Bid. And this one is basically just your average sorority experience.
Yep. That's what I went through. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We went through this exact type of hazing. A college individual, she wants to join a sorority. So, what are they called? What's like the sisters, what do you call the people in the sorority? The girls that are in the sorority.
The sisterhood.
Basically tell a story of this girl that was buried and in a coffin. Like that was part of the task she had to complete. She had to stay overnight in a coffin. And then when they opened it back up, she was gone. Ooh, where did she go? Poof. And they're like, to join, you got to do the same thing. We're going to put you in a coffin. You have to
And she had a very normal human name, which was Guillotine without the O.
Just guillotine.
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 Her name was Guillotine.
Yes. So yes, she's tasked with being stuck in this coffin, and she has to remain there overnight, or at least that's what they tell her. Obviously, things do not go well. They start trying to bang on the box and stuff to freak her out. They give her a box and say, when you're feeling like you're gonna give up, when you're most scared, just open this box, and that should give you the strength. Or whatever. Yeah. Of course, she becomes very scared. She opens it up, and there's just a bunch of spiders in there.
Big old spiders.
And then some police come because they're at a graveyard, and so all the sisters, they run away, and then she ends up being stuck in the box. Obviously, it starts raining, water comes in, it's horrible.
Yep.
She's gonna die, and then the ghost of the previous person
Guillotine
comes. Yeah, Guillotine comes, breaks through the box, jump scare, whatever, and pulls her into the underworld. The sorority sisters come back, realize that she's missing, and then they wake up in coffins as well.
Somehow.
And just magically, they wake up in coffins as well. And then now the girl, Lily is her name, she appears. She's like, oh.
She said, I made a deal with Guillotine that I would bring as many bitches as she wants.
I mean, it wasn't that, but it was something very
not
close
far
to that.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously up to interpretation that they probably die as well.
Yeah.
What's your opinion?
Here's my notes.
Suicide Bid.
Bad. Buried ripoff.
Yeah.
Guillotine. That's all I wrote. Yeah, it was stupid. I mean, the spiders was cool. I like when she mushed the spider and it was like all gross. I was like, oh, fuck, yeah, that would fuck me up too. But
when the spiders came out, I wasn't thrilled.
Like, everything else was so stupid. There were so many things that didn't make any sense. And the whole Guillotine part was so stupid. Nothing was anything. Like, I thought what they were going to do was that Guillotine was going to come in and then she was going to, like, manage to not be scared because they talked so much about her trying to not be afraid and her overcoming her fear. So she was going to manage to, like, not scream. And because of that, Guillotine would help her, like, get out. And then she would just, fucking kill him or whatever.
Yeah. That would have been better.
But instead, it's just like, no, there is no character development. There is no anything. It's just she makes a deal and then kills him.
I liked the idea. I liked the setup.
Yeah.
the spider. I hated the spiders in a good way. Didn't like the spiders. So like everything up until Guillotine shows up, I was in. I was like,
fine.
this is pretty good, not bad. And then she shows up again. It looks goofy.
She looked like Hero Killer Stain from My Hero Academia.
Honestly. Less colorful, less cool, but basically less scary even than him. But I consider a slight improvement over Shredded. But yeah, I thought the ending was okay. But I like your idea better. And I said that girl that dove in to check if she was in there is a real one. She seemed so concerned. She jumped in and dived in.
Yeah, but how could she tell if she was in there or not?
I don't know, but it doesn't matter. So I give that one a 5 out of 10. Just a slight improvement, but
I'd say that's about right. It wasn't good. I literally didn't really feel anything.
Next up, yes, okay. So this is my favorite, called Ozzy's Dungeon, which is basically like I was so giddy when it came because immediately it hits me with like some Legend of the Hidden Temple vibes.
Yep.
And then more so gets into like Double Dare, but just basically embodiment of 90s kids game shows that came on, like Nick Gas and stuff like that.
Gas.
So it's just this over the top kids TV show. They gotta like do some questions. They gotta catch a chicken wing in their mouth or like a turkey leg, in their mouth, and then do like an obstacle course, get some flags, and like race the other person. So it proceeds. They do some of the obstacles. They're playing it. The main host guy is being a little
freaky deaky,
little weird. There's definitely something's off here. And the parents are there. They're cheering on. There's the daughter, and then there's this male character guy, and they're both competing. And things don't go well. The girl, they go through this obstacle course, and she ends up, it looks like the guy pushes her or like lands on her in some way and breaks her leg, just ruins her leg.
Yep.
She will not be able to walk. And then it kind of just pulls out from the TV and reveals that the parents of the daughter, who just had her leg ruined, have kidnapped the host.
Yep.
And are basically subjecting him to torturous versions or gross versions of what the daughter just had to go through because he basically ruined their daughter's life. And they want to get the grand prize of the show, which was to get their wish granted. We don't really know what that means. Just they're going to get their wish granted. And so they want that wish.
Yeah.
And so basically he has to do a bunch of gross stuff. He has to crawl through literal feces, and they threaten to like pour acid on him. Yeah, he gets stabbed, goes through a bunch of torture. Deserved, I don't know, but goes through it. And then he's like, you know what? I know where you can get your wish. And then takes him back to the set, basically, and goes through the doors that we never got to see in earlier. And they find the place where you can make your wish, which is basically just this bloated woman. Bloated. Man? Person?
I think man.
Okay. Bloated thing.
Yeah.
And then she whispers something in its ear. And then the cosmic horror creature
comes out,
emerges, starts melting the faces of everyone in the room.
The red laser beam.
And then she gives this look to camera, which I swear reminds me of that one picture of you.
Which one?
I can't even remember. There's a picture. I swear there's a picture of you like that. Anyway, if I find it, I'll put it up. But that's where it ends. I don't know what she whispered, but apparently just kill them all. Melt all their faces.
It made no sense at all.
Yeah, but I did put catch that meat.
Catch that meat.
They didn't even show him catching the meat. There's a cut.
Yeah.
He didn't catch the meat.
Yeah.
Couldn't even commit to catching
something
the
that
meat.
annoyed me through a lot of it. I mean, I get like it's hard to pull off in budget and whatever, but anytime in almost all the segments from both these movies that there's gonna be some violence, it has to cut away, and then it comes back, and then they're already injured most of the time. I don't know. It breaks it for me, but this is still
best one.
Very goofy.
Yep.
I'm not saying it was amazing, but I did enjoy it. It was very cheesy, but in the right ways.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that it did have like a second half because I was worried it was just going to be the game show. And they also mentioned a Dreamcast.
True.
That they were going to get him a Dreamcast.
They did. You're right.
So that gives it bonus points because nobody talks about the Dreamcast. Oh, also the mother at one point, she's like, whatever, fixing her nose over. She shoots a nasty snot rocket, dude.
It was a CGI snot rocket.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I give that one a 6 out of 10, maybe.
I mean,
I might go back and change it.
Let me tell you what was wrong with it for me.
Go.
Number one, why are they so mad at the host? Like, yeah, it's the host's fault, but also, like, not really.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought they were
They
gonna capture the
volunteered
boy.
to come. That's what I'm saying. They volunteered to come here. They're like kept going on about how this course is impossible. And
Yeah.
the only time we see them do it, the girl would have literally made it if not for the other dude.
Yeah.
If they would have shown that the guy at least in there getting killed with him, that would have been fine. He should have been there. He should have got at least killed or something. Just to involve him somehow, just for 2 minutes. It's okay if he's not the focus, but at least kill him too or something. And then, at the end, it was just so, it was cool. It was fine. I liked the effects. Like what happened was fine. It was just so abrupt. If they gave her even like the tiniest bit of reasoning or understanding or what her goal was or like anything at all, they're just like, oh yeah, my mom's helping me. We're doing this.
Kill everybody.
Kill them all.
Yeah. Because, I mean, she did seem very off the whole time. But, like, even before they pulled out. But, yeah, not killing her own family. At
Why?
least.
I mean, like...
Maybe killing, the host and stuff, I guess.
Some motivation or some idea of what she wants or...
Yeah.
Maybe if she... I don't know.
So that one was a bit goofy at the end. But it was a fun time to go through.
And I liked the effects of the big freaky man.
Yeah.
When it was like... and sending all these little red rune beams... Fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Hieroglyphics.
All right, what did you give that one?
I don't know. I guess a 6.
Okay.
I guess.
Do whatever you want. All right.
6 or 5, like it's somewhere in there.
Next up is The Gawkers, which is basically boiled down to a bunch of teenage guys. There's this hot chick that moves in next door. Oh my gosh, she's so cute, so hot, so sexy. And so the brother ends up going over there. She invites him in, and she needs help installing her new webcam, setting it up. They have him put some like spyware stuff on the webcam so they can like tap into it.
Oh yeah,
and oogle and ogle her while she takes a shower.
Her
and
booglers,
stuff. Her booglers do come out.
Yeah,
and but that's not all that comes out because she also removes her hair
and reveals horrible CGI.
Horrible CGI! The most terrifying thing in this whole movie. Why would they pick the hardest thing to CGI?
I don't know.
Snakes.
Just more like just wiggling lines with no
and
definition.
Also they were very vibrant green. And
yes.
It was very bad.
Horrible.
But she's Medusa. If you didn't deduce that, she is Medusa.
And then
she, I guess, just vaults over to their house in one smooth leap. You don't really see it, but... And then she breaks in, starts killing them. It's not very interesting.
No.
And then she turns them to stone because that's what Medusa does. I thought the final 5 seconds, like you see like the head roll away because they got turned to stone, and then one of the friends, and then he's looking, he gets turned to stone while holding the camera. Again, if the snakes looked a little better, it would have been
fine.
Okay, maybe given an extra half a point. But other than that, also. It was just way too long of nothing happening other than just horny boys. And then terrible CGI comes out and doesn't exactly save it. So not great. Not good. Not enjoyable. Don't really have too much to say about that. But yeah, Medusa's a cool concept. Haven't seen Medusa.
Yeah.
In very much. But arguably the hardest thing you could try to pull off with whatever budget people are given for these movies.
It was just bad. That's all there is to it. It was just bad.
Yeah.
I like when they looked at the heads outside. Maybe she's a sculptor.
Oh, but no. Sorry, it does get redeemed because the mom she's knocking on the door. She's like, "What do you want for dinner?" And he says, "Hot Pockets." It's like, duh.
Yeah, but like
I
had a problem with the Hot Pockets.
You have a problem with the Hot Pockets? You got a problem
because. I don't think that's the appropriate time to have Hot Pockets.
For dinner? Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I agree.
It's not like your mom asks you what you want for dinner, and it's like Hot Pockets, and she like prepares Hot Pockets on a plate like it's an old thing. Hot
you
Pockets
do that
are for when
at
it's
midnight.
Yeah, when it's 1 a.m. and like everybody's asleep, and you're like, oh, we got Hot Pockets. And you know, and it's like kind of gross, but you love it.
You're right.
Know? My girlfriend, who's not American, was like, "Is that what you guys do with Hot Pockets? You would eat them for dinner?" And I had to explain, like, no. Come on, we're not animals, okay? Yeah. They're a midnight food. They're degenerate food. They're not. Your mom doesn't prepare them like all nice and like. Ooh,
maybe they're homemade Hot Pockets. That's just what they call them.
True, maybe.
Were Hot Pockets even out? No, they definitely were. But yeah, they did mention Hot Pockets, so shout out to that. And also, the one dude was wearing like those Melbourne Shuffle pants, dude. Yeah, I was excited. Right. And they mentioned Blockbuster, so I give that like a 4 out of 10, maybe 3 out of 10.
4. What?
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10. Well, how is Ozzy a 5 and this is a 4? Come on, dude.
All right, 2 out of 10.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. And the final segment is To Hell and Back, which in my opinion was the worst one.
The worst?
I don't know, it's between those two for me.
Okay.
The Gawkers and To Hell and Back.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's enjoyable in like a different
Stupid way.
but not in the way that I was looking for
You
for
want.
VHS. Yeah, like it's basically pretty easy to explain. They're doing some sort of ritual. They want to put a demon in this person.
Yeah.
And then somehow during the ritual, these other two guys that are kind of onlookers, like recording it, get sucked into hell, the underworld. And they're just trying to get back by basically going with the demon as it leaves to go into the body of this woman. They need to find the demon before time's run out so they can come back to the real world. And so it's basically them running around with this other lady that's down there and running into a bunch of like weird creatures and things. And like you see, I assume like Satan or something flash in the thunder. I will say that all the like set design and a lot of like the creature design, like all that was good.
Yeah.
It's just the execution because it is
silly.
Played, to be silly or comedic, and like the way the woman talks. She sounds
like very clearly ADR, like not even.
Yeah. And
like, when she turned around into a big cave and her voice still sounds like, come on, guys, let's go. You know what I mean?
No sense of distance.
Yeah.
It's because I just watched it, but it made me, the way she spoke really reminded me of Moaning Myrtle from Harry Potter.
Yeah, fair. I can see it.
Here I am, minding my own business, and someone thinks it's funny to throw a book at me.
We are here. Hither be the back entrance to the dwelling of Ugabon.
But again, maybe if I was going in and with the intention of it being that kind of vibe, I would have enjoyed it more, but it just, I don't feel like it fit. It was a little too silly for me. Although there was some good gargoyle demon ass. That one, there? They like turn, they look up. It's like he like spreads his wings, but he's like
caked up. Oh, yeah, I do. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. His wings come out. Gives him a little flair, baby.
Caked up. He is squatted down. And they also mentioned Go-Gurts. So
they did
right at the beginning before they go to hell. Huh. He's like, "Are you hungry?" He's like, "No, I just had Go-Gurt." He's like, "That's not gonna fill you up." He's like, "Well, I had 2 or something." Yeah, something like that. It was right at the beginning. It's like, all right, my man.
Amazing. Yeah, they filled it with references. But yeah, I
also
agree.
Those random bear traps.
Oh yeah, in hell. Like, watch out for that big bear trap. Ah, and he gets his hand.
And then he puts his hand in a smaller bear trap.
I mean, it's for comedy.
It's just fun. Like, it is funny.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll raise it up once I let my subversion of expectations subside and just take it at face value. But
yeah, I mean, it was fine. It was not anything. In the ending, you didn't really mention, but they get pulled out of hell. They successfully go through, and then they just get killed. They basically, one of them just gets thrown out, and one of them comes into the body of the person who was supposed to be the vessel. And they're like, dude, we made it. And then the people who are there just fucking.
Yeah.
And it looks ridiculous, and it's so sudden out of nowhere, and it's like, okay, fine.
Yeah, and also, like, the Mabel is the woman, the demon lady, whatever, that they encounter, and she keeps telling them the whole time, like, you gotta write my name in the book, write my name in the book.
Yeah.
And at the end, they do. He wwrites her name in blood, and then it just ends. Like, nothing, I mean, yeah, got your name
I'm tired of endings where it's
happens.
like, story, and then they all die.
Yeah. I mean, I know that's how a lot of these things end, but...
Lame. But there's gotta be more than that.
Yeah, it's anticlimactic. So... that was the last segment. The ending song, because sometimes these things end with bangers.
Not even.
Yeah, it was whatever.
That era is over.
That era is over.
That reminds me of something that I want to talk about with these movies.
Okay.
Which is that the first 2 movies, even we'll include Viral, even though it was shit, it still was different than the latest 3 movies on Shudder, because the Shudder ones try to make them all varying levels of intentionally campy and like overdone and like kind of intentionally shitty, basically, which I don't like. I don't think you like it either. There's like, they focus a lot more on, in all the newer movies, in like just wacky gore that's like overdone to be comedic almost,
Yeah.
like pulling out their guts. Whoa. Like every single scene has somebody's guts are getting pulled out.
Yep.
And Same thing with the in-betweens and the ending parts. Like, they don't really make... In the first 3, it's like they legitimately tried to make it scary, you know?
Yeah.
The third one obviously was shit, but they still, like, were serious. They played it serious. Not like, this is a wacky horror movie, guys! Watch out! Spooky time!
Yeah, so, I mean, some of them have whack... Like, in 2, there's, you know, the zombie one with the GoPro and stuff, but...
Even that.
Yeah, it's still played in a serious way, even if it's kind of comedic or whatever. But yeah, these ones try too hard. And like I said before, I don't like campy horror, intentionally campy horror, because it just comes off as cheesy. And again, if they were all like this, and that's the expectation, this is what these films are. Sure.
Yeah, and I think that it carries over to the in-between segments. What do they call it? They call it... There's a word I had read some people call the in-between things, but...
Yeah.
And this one, I just felt like they didn't really try. I mean, the claymation was cool. I don't really think it fit this movie at all.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It was just kind of like, what? Like, that's what we're doing now? That's the effort? Like, compare it to what happened in, like, 2 and how interesting and, like, sick that was.
It's like
how
actually
it
a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the best parts of the movie is, I think it's called the wraparound or something.
Yeah, the wraparound, right?
Yeah.
And where the guy at the end of 2 comes out and he's like, yo.
Yeah, it's kind of silly at the end.
But it's so good.
And it goes into the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they're like, no, we're going to make the music intentionally kind of bad too. And everything's just intentionally silly and weird.
Yeah.
It's fine. It doesn't like ruin anything. It's just like, I don't like that Shudder did that.
Yeah, and I think 99 especially is like the peak of that, in my opinion, between the 3. I mean, we haven't talked about 85 yet, but I think it's where it shows that, well, no, 85 has those moments too. But either way, yeah, it's really apparent, and it's not great. So yeah, it's 99. Now let's talk about 85.
85, baby. What are they going to do next? What number are they going to do?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or are they going to
70s?
go early? Are they going to jump around? Are they going to do like 96?
Yeah.
83?
I do the thing before we get into anything with 85. I like, because I'm pretty sure this would be the oldest in terms of the stylization, and I like how authentic they look with this one. I like how dated it looks, and whether they are using actual camcorders or it's editing, I don't know. But regardless, like being authentic to the year 85,
the good digital effects, baby.
Yeah, it looks good.
VHS effects,
and then just you can hide some of the things look almost more visceral because it's so raw. Yeah. It's like I'm watching something I shouldn't watch. Yeah. But anyway, you got a rating ready for this one?
Sure.
3, 2, 1,
7.
6. Okay. Yeah, I'm on the fence between 6 and 7.
Which, because I said the other one was 7, but if I bring it down to like 5 and this was a 7, that's probably right. Because my hierarchy, I don't know if this one might be better than 94 for me, maybe.
Yeah, I'd have to rewatch 94.
So I think it's 1 or 2, 1, this, 99, or sorry, 2, 1, 85, 94, 99, viral.
Yeah, I think.
That's where I think I'm out.
Yeah, 85 and 94 could be swapped, but I agree. So this one did have a full wraparound. That's its own story.
Yep.
It's called Total Copy. It's basically the story of
Rory.
The story of Rory.
Rory.
You want to explain it?
Sure. So, do we give the whole story of Rory, even though it's the wraparound?
Yeah, we'll just treat it as its own thing.
Okay, so Rory is this like creature. It basically plays it as almost like it's an SCP kind of thing, which I thought was cool. And I thought, I didn't really love it. Spoilers. I didn't really love how it ended and everything. I thought they could have done way cooler things with it. But anyways, so it's basically this creature, this like alien or something. I don't think they mentioned what it is. Just this creature that these group of scientists at a university are trying. They're in like the secret underground laboratory and they're trying to communicate with this weird creature. So they're like playing it TV all day and like trying to feed it cultural stimuli, trying to get it to communicate. And so the way it starts to communicate is by like morphing itself into like very vague shapes of people and things. Basically, he morphs into the general shape of a guy who works there at one point. And they're like, oh my God, this is a breakthrough. We gotta keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
But then they reveal that when he first transforms into a guy that worked there, the guy wasn't even in the room, or like hasn't even seen that guy before. So it's like this creature can actually see through the walls, maybe, and is like really smart, maybe. Nobody really knows. So basically, the main lead scientist guy kind of gets manipulated by it, is what they kind of make it seem, into just like caring for it too much. It gets the scientist guy to do what it wants by having a guy go in there and try to hit it with an adrenaline needle, because the lead scientist is like, oh, he's sick. He needs an adrenaline shot. Because that's a smart thing to do to some freaky alien thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Basically, the alien just kills all of them.
Yeah, with just like a long tentacle.
Multiple long tentacles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, and at the end, at the reveal, the whole thing is that the alien then takes all the bodies and makes them reenact like an aerobics video that was playing on the TV where they're like, squeeze.
Because they were,
squeeze.
throughout the thing, they're trying to like communicate with it or teach it things. So they're
Yeah.
just playing random just movies or commercials or whatever, just things on the TV. One of them was, an aerobics workout session. And so, at the end, he has 2 or 3 of the bodies just reenacting it in a weird way, which I really like that final shot. There were definitely moments in it, because since this is the wraparound, it's like it plays a segment, then it shows like 2 minutes of this, plays another segment. So like there were definitely like good cliffhangers and good moments, and I was like, ooh, this is getting kind of interesting.
I liked when the guy was like, and we have now the final few minutes of the footage captured by these scientists who lost their lives, but we have decided, to the graphic nature of this footage, that we're not going to show it to you tonight. And then it's like shows the thing like somebody edited it in the footage into the thing. I like.
Yeah, I thought that was a good touch.
What I hoped that they were gonna do is like the creature was gonna like kill them all, and then like, I don't know, like split itself up or something, and kind of become
all the different
the
people.
people, like, and just continue to watch himself, or it's like something like that, or like maybe slowly replace the main scientist or something.
Yeah, and you don't even. You can't tell who's real and who's the thing.
Or like, I don't know. Like, I like the squeeze thing, but I don't know. It also just felt like another, and they all die. Ending, So
because they didn't really like everything they established. They didn't really use for the ending. They just turned into another
So who cares
monster.
if he copies? I mean, he copied the TV, I guess, but like, what was the point of the transforming into people and being able to
it didn't
change his
amount
body?
to anything other than just freak him out. Wasted potential, but
but it was
I had a good time. I give the wraparound like a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, maybe.
So I was gonna say 5.
All right.
Not horrible.
Segment 1, the first one, it's called No Wake.
No Wake. It's basically this, group of people that are like young adults-ish, and it's like classic 80s horror movie, slasher movie start. They go to a lake to go like camping and party, basically, being sexual with each other, joking around, being goofy. Basically, they go on a boat and they do some like wakeboarding and stuff, and then all of a sudden they start just getting shot from the shore. They just start getting blasted,
sniped, bro.
Just so there's like 5 people on the boat or something. They all just get fucking shot and die? ? But then they don't die. They get up and they're like, we're alive, even though like one guy got shot and like his brain's hanging out. One girl's like face is like
jaws falling apart.
But they're alive, and they basically
and don't even like feel any of the pain.
Yeah,
they're
just like, I just feel weird, man.
Yeah.
So a couple people had stayed back from the wakeboarding boat trip. Some of them were just still at the campsite. They went back. Those people had been shot too, but they're actually dead. So they figured out that it must be magic water or something that stopped them from dying. And then there's also like a 7 painted in like blood on their camper, on their RV. So they're like, we got to go after these people. Did you see the license plate on their car? And like, yeah. And like, what are we gonna do? We got to kill them? And they're like, no, we're gonna do what they did to us.
And then it ends.
Cliffhanger. But also, a guy did a Macho Man Randy Savage impression.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he was like, I forget what he was talking about. He was like, we're gonna get the tables out. Oh yeah, we're gonna get those tables out. I was like, hell yeah.
Pretty good.
So,
I want to say, like, I mean, obviously we'll talk about the later segment, but just at that, like, I was so invested by the end of this segment. I was like, that they're going to end it there? This is the opposite of there's so much that could be explored here. And also, this is the first time where, like, the violence looked really, like, when it happened, at least. It looked kind of goofy when they're walking around with their, like, jaws falling apart. But, like, when it happened, I was like, oh, damn, that was, got her face just explodes from the gunshot. I was like, that's actually pretty sick. That was
pretty
nice.
beautiful.
It was gruesome. So, like, I was enjoying this one.
Very good.
I gave that one a 7 out of 10, or maybe even.
I'll
8.
take it.
It was good.
It was a good section for sure.
Definitely.
So basically, So there were that segment comes back later, which we'll talk about. Yeah. Which is cool. 2-part segment. You've never really done that before. I thought that was really cool. They actually were kind of playing with the storytelling a little bit. It wasn't just like section. They kind of like wove things in.
Yeah.
And there was some weird stuff in the in-between of this one that I need to watch back through. But there was like this weird thing, like there was a few things with like zombies that came up. Like,
oh, yeah.
just weird. I didn't know if there was like some other weird story going on or what that was supposed to be. But like one point there's like zombies chasing these people and they're like, they're having these little girls having a picnic and the zombies just come and hang out with them. Just like, what's
very
happening?
Strange. But this one, because when they all get shot for at least like 15, 20 seconds, it makes it seem like it's going to end. I think it cuts away.
It cuts away.
That stuff you're talking about, and it comes back.
Mm-hmm.
And like I literally I said somewhat uneventful, but a decent start, I guess, to the show or to the movie. And then it comes back and I said, never mind, it kept going. And then I was like, I want to know more. This is great.
Yeah.
So it's good. It was a great
All I
first
wrote
segment,
for the
sure.
first one is Macho Man, fake ending. That was my notes.
There you go. Also put beer in quotes because they're drinking just like a white
thing
can
that says beer.
on it.
Yeah, it's pretty
just
sick.
the most generic beer.
Pretty sick.
Hell yeah. Grab the beer, baby. I'll breeze through this one because it's whatever. God of Death is segment 2, which is in Spanish. It's a Spanish segment. And basically there's like a little newscast. There's a big earthquake.
Yep.
The building starts falling apart. A couple most people in that building die, but our main person that was holding the camera, barely, but he wakes
Survives.
up. And then like a rescue crew comes in to save him. They're trying to escape. The building continues to fall apart. Things fall on some people. They get impaled or whatever. They're injured. At one point, one of the women has to kill their friend because he's not going anywhere. He's been impaled by these pieces of the building. So she has to, just put him out of his misery. And she's crying. And it's real sad. And her crying's real good and whatever. Then they crawl through this air duct. One of the dudes farts. That's funny.
Yeah, that was weird.
And then it's about a god. They resurrect the god Mictlan, something along those lines. It goes by a bunch of different names. The god
Aztec
appears,
god.
kills everybody. You know how this goes. Then full nudity from the woman.
Yeah.
Praise the god. He's here.
Oh.
Hooray!
Wow.
Yeah. How'd you feel about God of Death?
I liked it.
Okay.
It was wacky, but I liked it. I liked the energy.
Because this has like some really good set design. Like it's
Yeah.
very believable
Yeah.
what's happening.
Yeah. Some moments of stupid shit in there, but like,
Yeah.
I still liked it as a whole.
Yeah, I was following. All the acting seemed good, and like I said, like it felt very realistic. It was a little weird when you could see outside for a minute. It looks like there's some CG smoke or something. But everything else seemed pretty believable, and also didn't know where it was going. Was this just going to be like survival? Like they're just surviving an earthquake? I don't know. I wasn't not the idea of the ending of it being a god and everything. That's fine, but it was just weirdly executed in terms of like when it gets violent and it got she pulls the dude's heart out and gives it to the god.
Yeah,
so that was a little over the top for me, like you were talking about before, but it was fine. Like
I liked it.
Okay.
I think it was my favorite.
Wow,
Maybe.
okay.
I mean, unless we're counting the 2-parter as one, I guess. But it was up there. I liked it a lot. And
All right.
I want to tell you something about it. A few things about it, actually, about that segment. Number one, the version I watched, the very real and legal version that I watched, did not have subtitles. So, thankfully, girlfriend speaks Spanish, so she just translated it for me line by
whole
line
time.
as it was playing. Yeah.
Wow.
Which I think improved the experience, actually. I don't know. It's like...
Okay.
It was like, it made me more immersed or something. I didn't know exactly what they were saying. And I just like the non-English ones for some reason. It just feels
They
more...
do, yeah. I don't know.
They got a vibe. It
And
feels
maybe because
off.
partially also some of the corniness doesn't translate, so maybe
Yeah.
it seems a little less corny because you don't know what they're saying, understand what they're saying.
Right. I don't know. I kind of wish that there was just no subtitles for any version. It'd be cool.
Because, I mean, for the most part, that one doesn't need... It's not like they're saying too much of substance until they're talking about the god himself.
Right.
But it is just watching things unfold, so...
But anyway, some fun facts. So the person who directed it is the reporter lady who's outside at the very end and the beginning. Not the one that's inside and dies, but the other one that survives, that's alive because she's outside.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
So she directed it.
That's
Female
cool.
director. Hell yeah. Also, what she directed a part in ABCs of Death 2.5.
Oh, I didn't see 2.5.
I didn't even know there was a second one.
No, I knew there was a second one. I've seen both. I didn't know there was a 2.5.
2.5 is 26 auditions to try to get into ABC's Death 2. They're all the letter M.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so she did one of those, and I guess, I don't know. It didn't win, I don't know, but I thought it was just a cool little tie-in.
Another funny anthology, ABC's of Death. It's way more hit and miss because there's a ton of misses in those, but there's a couple gems.
So have you seen 1 and 2 of those?
I've seen 1 and 2, yeah.
We should watch 2.5 at some point.
I'm down. All right.
Yeah, I liked it. It was weird.
What do you give it?
I don't know. Maybe a 6 or 7. 6, 7, somewhere in there.
Okay. Do you want to explain Techno God?
You gonna give me Techno God?
I can do Techno God if you want.
You can do Techno God.
Okay.
I'll do the next one.
All right. Techno God is basically just a woman on stage doing some just slam poetry or something, just like explaining how technology is
Our God.
a god. He's, you guys did this, you created this, and then she plays a little like infomercial of a guy talking about his new invention. It's basically just virtual reality. He's got like these gloves where he can interact with the virtual world.
iPhones.
Yeah, my iPhones, and the headset with some just like Tron-esque visuals, virtual world, and you can interact with the gloves you put on. And then she puts it on, and she's trying to get the technology god, the techno god, literally like DJing, playing some like, and it's like she like cranks it up.
Show yourself to us.
Yeah, and then after this, like, spooky fishman this thing shows up in the virtual world and attacks her, her in the virtual world, but whatever he does to her happens to her in real life. So he, like, breaks her leg and then, like, rips the skin off her leg and it's, throws her around a bit. Just about kills her. And then one of the guys with the camera that's watching the show goes up and, like, lifts her helmet up and, like, the top half of her face is basically gone, but her eyes are still there, and they're looking around. And that shot is basically the only thing that was worth anything. Yeah.
Woo! Techno God.
Techno God. It's literally, I don't know how long that segment is, but
short.
90% of it is nothing's happening. She's just talking and making noises.
It's literally most they're going, oh!
Yeah. Wasn't scary, wasn't anything. The visuals, it was bad. Other than that final shot, the body horror, that looks good. That was freaky.
Yeah, I like that too.
But that's it. Just that final shot.
I mean, I get what they were doing. They're trying to like parody like these like artist poetry, whatever, where they just get on a mic and say some stupid shit for 20 minutes or an hour and people will clap and they pay for it as if it's something interesting or provocative or, thought-provoking at all when it's really just bullshit. And that's kind of what this was like. Oh, yes, everybody clap. Yes, that was very cool. So it was kind of like parodying itself almost. So I get what they were doing, but yeah, I agree. It was kind of just bad and boring.
Yeah, I consider that the worst of this one.
Which it wasn't like bad. It didn't make me angry. So like, the fact that's the worst one is good.
So you can take
part 2.
Yeah, Ambrosia, which is a continuation, part 2 of No Wake.
Yeah. So basically, there's somebody's birthday, right? Somebody's birthday party where there's this family, big family, huge family of people have this party. There's kids and older people running around or whatever. And the party kind of dies down. There's just some left. And they have tattoos, right? Of the number 7. All of them in this family do. And they explain like, oh, other cultures have bar mitzvahs and quinceañeras and, but we have basically each member of the family when they hit a certain age goes and kills 7 people. And that's what makes them part of the family, a grown adult. So kind of gets revealed that the lady we're following in this one is the person who shot up the people in the first section of the movie on the boat.
Yeah, so now we get to see it from her perspective.
Yes.
She's carrying around a
She
camera.
pulls up. She's got a rifle. She just pop-pow, pop-pow, pop-pow. First she shoots into the tent. Then she goes over there and shoots people in the boat. And then, so right as they're explaining this, basically the cops show up. And they're like, all right, guys, we knew this day was coming. We knew it was time. They open up shit and there's just like a million
Just
guns.
whip out all these weapons.
Uzis and assault rifles and crazy stuff. And they're like, take as many down with you as you can. We're not going out. Don't let yourself get caught. You either kill yourself or you take them all down.
Yeah, and they just start unloading.
They start blasting. They start fucking blasting. Eventually the cops kind of slowly overwhelm them, kill them one by one until it's just the lady we were following around. She gets shot. She gets killed. But then she gets back up.
And she even tries to kill herself again.
Yes, she takes a gun, tries to shoot herself, and it doesn't do anything like at all. She doesn't even react.
Yep.
So basically, earlier on, there was a kid with a little squirt gun, which in the first segment, we didn't really talk about it, but they had a squirt gun at one point.
Yeah, with like liquor in it. They were shooting liquor in each other's mouths.
Right.
You know.
So the people in the RV, the kids who got shot up, they came and gave the kid squirt gun filled with the water from the lake.
Yep.
And basically the girl and probably some other people got squirted with the water from the lake, and therefore they could not die. And then she gets carried away by a bunch of cops. So like what I took from that is that she's basically going to be a science experiment or something, and she's going to be, her life is going to be fucked.
Yeah. So the people from the first segment accomplished what they wanted for her to go through exactly what they went through.
Except worse.
And more
because,
so. Yeah. Yeah. Because when the kid had the squirt gun, for some reason my brain didn't even make the connection at that point, but I was like, oh, hey, someone else decided to put a squirt gun in there. I was like, that's pretty ironic anyway. But then when I saw the tattoos and they're talking about the stuff, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
More. Yes.
Yeah.
It's tied back in. I was so excited. So, I mean, I found, I don't know which segment individually I enjoyed more, but like as a collective, it was a fun watch. And at least still open-ended, just magic water. There's not really an explanation for anything.
No explanation.
But it's still, at least it came full circle.
They really didn't explain it at all, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they would have.
Well, what was like? Why was there like signs that said like no wake, no waves, no anything? You got to be quiet. All this stuff. Like what? I thought there was going to be some kind of like sea monster or something.
Yeah.
Why is it called no wake? Like what? Well, because don't you call like a wake? It's the part of the funeral or whatever. Call it a wake.
Oh yeah. No wake.
Maybe.
You won't have a wake because you won't die. And then I give that like maybe like a 6 on its own, but like since they are collective, I give them like a 7 overall.
Hell yeah.
It was enjoyable. As for the final segment, which is titled Dream Kill, this one starts with like the first person of a serial killer or a killer in general. It's like from their perspective going into a house and killing a woman. We then cut to a police officer or a detective of some sort. They're investigating this murder, and it's like the exact same murder that we just saw happen. But he mentioned they received this videotape a week ago showing like the video we just watched happened a week ago, but this murder like just took place last night. So how did we receive a video for something that just happened, but we received it? Like that's not adding up. So they're trying to figure that out. Then same thing happens again. There's another murder of this guy. Same thing from the killer's perspective. He like gets his fingers cut off and he gets shoved and there's all this violence. And then same thing. The police are finding this murder and they received this videotape a few days before it even happened. And so eventually they track down the individual who was putting these tapes into the mailbox. They track him down, take him to the precinct, give him sit him down, have a talk with him. His dad's there. Like, did you deliver these tapes? What are these tapes? How did you get these tapes? Basically explains that they were at his house. He was finding them at his house because the camera he got was recording his dreams. The camera started to record his dreams, and so the kids started dreaming about these murders. And then it's revealed that like the whole family, or at least one side of the family, has these premonitions. They see the future, and so this camera is capturing these visions that he's had. And then it's eventually uncovered that the dad is the one doing the murders because of some drama he was in with these women, and then the attorney or whatever involved in his case, he was killing all of them to cover things up. And then he ends up getting killed by the son at the end. And the idea of this one is really cool. I thought, I was like, this is really cool premise. I thought all the in-betweeny non-serial killer stuff was very, especially the main detective guy, his acting was very cheesy, very corny. But I really liked all the serial killer stuff. It was very well done. Weird. And also like the music was really stressful. It was very well done, the music. like all the violence was handled well. Like there's like the part where it like cuts
the
the girl's eye, and it's like done in a wacky way.
You can't even really tell what they're doing.
Yeah, but it's like enough to like squeamish. It was really good. That stuff was really well done. But like I said, the non-serial killer stuff was a little corny, and the ending I thought was really cheesy.
They could have made it fine. They just decided not to.
I like how they were
when they do
cutting back and forth between his dream.
That
where it's
was
like
fine.
A movie like shot normally, and then cuts back to the found footage stuff.
They messed around a lot with the format, which was cool.
Yeah,
like you said, I liked a lot when they did the killer stuff. It's like takes the same thing we've been doing all the movies, but like kind of twisted a little bit. It's like it gives them a reason to make it not look fully found footage. It's kind of like a little in between, a little weird, wacky dream, like how stylized and freaky and strange it was. Felt not really Skinamarink-ish, but like the same level of stylization almost. But basically the whole part that killed it for me, at least mostly, was after the reveal when the dad comes back and just kills like a whole police station.
It becomes like an action movie.
Just why?
Oh, ran out of pistol ammo. He grabbed the shotgun.
He just kills like all the cops in the police station one by one, and like they don't even really try. There's no effort. It's just like, why do they need to? If he just came back and the son was ready for him and like had some little plan to kill him, and like it was like a little more, it would have been totally fine. But they're like, oh, we haven't had enough action in this. We gotta have him.
Doesn't need action.
I know.
It was fine.
But it just took me out of it so bad.
Yeah. Or they could have, like, what I would have wanted, because since all the dreams were from the dad's perspective, it could have shown the son overpowering and killing the dad, but from the dad's perspective, like through the dream.
Yeah.
So it's like the dad's perspective of being killed by the son.
The other thing that I wish that they would do, or I thought was going to happen, was like we were going to see in the dream on the last one that the cop was like in there and ready. It's like, he's going to go through and then he'd be like, freeze, just fucking blast them or whatever, and that would be how it ended, because they got there quick enough, which they did, but then they went off track. Would have been cool if that's just how it ended, because they got you get it.
But yeah, I give that one a 5 because of the ending, but
could have been a 6.
Yeah,
could have been. And why did the cop wait till like, I'm going to drive all the way to this house?
Yeah, like
now
he knows,
I'm going to confront you.
Or he's pretty damn sure he's the one doing the killings. Like, all the victims.
Yeah.
Why would you? You're just asking for it.
Stupid.
You're just asking for it. And you know that the person in there is going to die from his...
Yeah.
Come on, man. You're a cop, kind of.
Like, you've already seen it happen, so you know that you're not going to arrest him right now, man.
Yeah, so not even a plot hole, just stupid decision. But yeah, so that's 85. That's VHS 85. They were both fun to go through. I still love these movies, for better or for worse. But like we said, we both are in agreement. VHS 2 is the best. VHS 1, then VHS 94 and 85 are pretty interchangeable. Then 99 and Viral is still the worst.
Which also I wanted to mention that the guy we like from the other ones, David Bruckner, directed the Total Copy one.
Oh, okay.
Which is weird. Wasn't that amazing? And also, another thing I want to talk about with VHS wise that I realized is I didn't realize I had heard about Siren, which was the extension of Amateur Night from VHS 1?
Yes. VHS 1.
Which I don't think it's that good, right? Siren? I haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah. I don't know much, but I haven't heard it's great.
Right. Because I don't think it's even found footage, right?
I don't think so, no.
Anyway, what I didn't know is that they last year did a full movie of the Alien one from VHS 2.
Oh, okay.
It's called Kids vs. Aliens.
Could have had a better name.
So, based on the title,
animated?
Based on the title and the cover, I don't know if because that one was really good. That one was really good.
Yeah, it has one of my favorite sound effects in all of movies,
and it's terrifying. So, and I don't know if if it's good or not.
Yeah,
it might be trash.
Is it a feature length or is it a short?
I think it's feature length.
I mean, we'll check it out. So that's about it. Do you have a recommendation for?
I don't know.
Next week.
I mean, we could watch Kids vs. Aliens, or we could watch something random. I don't know if it's like stuff you've seen and haven't seen of like older stuff. I don't know if you're trying to keep doing like new movies.
No, it can be whatever. We can always, we could potentially even double up sometimes if we wanted. Regardless, we should watch Kids vs. Aliens. But I don't know if that'll warrant
probably not
a whole discussion. So maybe one other thing.
if we want like maybe garbage, I have The Wandering Earth, that Chinese movie.
What is that?
It's just this like really seemingly big budget movie that has like seemingly really good graphics and CGI and stuff about the Earth is like going off of its axis.
Okay.
And like people, it's like a big high budget action movie, but from China.
Okay. I mean, I'll go in blind. I won't even watch the trailer.
It might be absolute garbage. I have no idea.
Well,
But
let's
I
watch
figure-
2 garbage movies.
Yeah.
Talk
See what
about
comes out of it. I don't know.
it. Okay.
I'll have better suggestions next time.
So Wandering Earth
Yeah.
and Kids versus Aliens.
Which I think there's a Wandering Earth 2, so it was good enough
Wow,
to get a
okay.
sequel somehow. Wandered again, baby.
Hey, all right. So Kids versus Aliens and Wandering Earth.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Freaky stuff.
what we'll do. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you in the next episode for more movies, more fruit snacks, and more
Hot boys.
hot boy shenanigans, baby. Here, you hear that? What's that? Is that the theme song coming in?
I hear it.
Oh, drop it, baby. Oh, yay!
Off angle.
Thank you so much for listening. Off Angle is once again brought to you by me and Tony. The music track in the background was created by Tony, as well as random sounds that came out of my mouth upon request. We can be found on all social medias at Off Angle Pod. And also be sure to leave us a rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We'd really appreciate it. We'll catch you guys in the next one.